June 4th, 1940, the British Royal Navy completed an amazing 8-day evacuation of Allied forces from Dunkirk on the French coast. The 340,000 troops that were evacuated had been falling back as the German army moved through Belgium and France. By the middle of May, German armored columns had slashed through the Low Countries in Belgium, crushing everything in their path. The Blitzkrieg attack, spearheaded by the elite mechanized divisions and the ever-present Luftwaffe, pushed the Allied forces back to the English Channel.
Germany's wild attack becomes more savage every hour. Down swoop their bombers on undefended towns, down upon women and children. Here is one mother and her child leaving a house in northern France that has just been set on fire by a German incendiary bomb. And she is only one of tens of thousands, fleeing before the horror of the mad beast of Europe.
When the Belgian army unexpectedly surrendered, it opened a gaping hole in the left flank of the Allied line. The British Expeditionary Force now had to guard against being encircled by the enemy.
They let nothing fall into enemy hands. Here is one of the Belgian bridges blown up to stem the German advance.
With their backs to the English Channel, the British Expeditionary Force and remnants of the French and Belgian armies were now cut off from retreat and trapped by German armored divisions. But then something incredible occurred on May 23rd. The Germans halted their advance. While German field commanders pleaded to finish the job, the High Command could not decide if it should crush the trapped army to the north or head south to capture a defenseless Paris. The delay allowed the Royal Navy and a flotilla of commercial and pleasure boats, big and small, to evacuate the stranded men. This blunder may have cost Hitler the war. Winston Churchill called it a miracle of deliverance.
Back from the hell that is Dunkirk, day and night the transports are steaming, and as one convoy returns, another is going over to take its place. Aboard the transport, the men are packed like sardines. But what does it matter? The tighter they're packed, the more they hold each other up.
While the dramatic rescue of Allied forces was continuing, German troops pushed on to Paris. On June 22nd, the French surrendered. The battle for France was now over, but the battle for Britain was just beginning in the skies above England. In September, Hitler sent wave after wave of German bombers over Britain. Though many Londoners began sleeping in underground subway stations, morale stayed high despite the Blitz. Churchill epitomized the indomitable will of the British people.
Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
It would be 4 more years before the Allies would cross the English Channel and return to the continent. But when they did, they would be led by many of the 340,000 men who were miraculously rescued from Dunkirk on June 4th, 1940.